Okay, dear student, once again I am coming in front of you for class 9. Today we will discuss some important conceptual questions. We will discuss conceptual questions. The first question that in solid the particles are closely packed. Closely packed means particles are very near. It is at the nearest position with respect to one another. So this is called particles are closely packed in solids. What is the reason behind this? Because you know that there is a strong force of attraction between the particles of the solid, and this strong force of attraction holds them together in a fixed position. So doesn't allow to leave their position. That is why particles are in the solid, particles are closely packed. So that is why solid said to have a closely packed structure. So this is the first question. Now I'll discuss the second question, that is solid have the most orderly arrangement of the particle. What do you mean by orderly arrangement? Means if you look at the solid, at every layer of the arrangement you will find the same type of arrangement. If you study the solid very minutely and if you cut in a different pieces and observe it from different angles, you will find the arrangement of particles are same throughout the body of the solid. This is called most orderly arrangement. It is only possible when the particles have got their fixed position. If the position of particle will be fixed, so the particle will be fixed, it will not change their position. In that case, it will be ordered. Ordered means it has been make them to sit at a particular position, and they will be sitting at particular position only. So it will be orderly arrangement. That means particles are in discipline. Particles are in discipline. So, so how to write the answer for this? The space between the particles of the solid are very small. What is that? Interparticle space. The space means interparticle space. So interparticle space between the particles of the solid are very small, very less, and solid particles have got minimum possible kinetic energy. They just vibrate around their mean position, minimum kinetic energy, and due to these two reasons, they have got the most orderly arrangement of particles. Now the third question: solid have a high density. Solid have a high density. You are explained to you that what is density. Density is mass by volume. So mass at the top and volume at the denominator. So mass is at denominator. This is the density equal to m by v. So mass by volume. If the mass will be higher, then the density would be higher, because density is directly proportional to mass, and density is inversely proportional to the volume. So if the volume increases, density decreases. If the volume decreases, then density increases. Here the mass remains constant, mass is there. Along with that, volume is decreasing. Volume is decreasing because particles are very close together, because it has got a close packed structure. They are very tightly fixed together. Particles are very close together. That is why it occupies the very less space. That means it will occupy very less volume. And if the less volume is occupied, then its density will be higher. That is why solid have a high density. Now the next question is, a solid does not fill the container completely. A solid does not fill the container completely. Why? Or give reason. Why? Because in solid, particles are held together very tightly. Particles are held together very tightly due to the particle force of attraction, which is very very strong, and this interparticle strong force of attraction does not allow them to leave their position, does not allow them to leave their position. Until and unless it leave their position, it won't be able to fill the entire container. So that is why, due to these two reasons, solid does not fill its container completely. Yeah. Now the next question is, a solid does not flow like liquid does. Flow means change of position. Until unless anything can change their position, we won't be saying that it flow. Okay. So same answer would be there, because particles are held together strongly, very tightly with a strong force of attraction that doesn't allow them to leave the position. So if it won't allow them to leave the position, it is not going to leave their position, that it won't be able to flow. Flow means it should change its position. But there is no change in the position. That is why solid does not flow like the liquid. So same answer. So question number 5 will have the same answer as the question number 4 is having. So same answer you have to write here for the question number 5. Now the next case, the rubber band changes its shape on stretching. Rubber band changes, you might have seen the rubber band, you put in your hand, your pant has got elastic in your this pant here at your buttock. Okay, now see, you stretch it, its shape changes. You take any rubber band, you stretch it, its length increases, its shape and size changes. So when we apply the force over it, then it changes shape. So when there is a change in shape, then we say that there is no solid, because solid has got the fixed shape and fixed volume. So here, due to the under the action of the force, it changes shape. But once you remove this force, once you leave this, once you remove the force which is applying here, again it regain its shape. So shape remain fixed. That is why, although we can change the shape by stretching it, even then it is called solid, because under the action of the force it changes its shape. But when you remove this force, again it regains its shape. That is why rubber are called solid, although it can be stretched. So answer is written here, because it changes shape under the action of force, and when the force is removed, the rubber band regains its original shape. Now the next question, that is, when salt and sugar are put in jars of different shapes, they take the shape of the jar, indicating that they do not have the fixed shape. Then why do we call them solid? Take the sugar or salt. You have seen the sugar, you have seen the salt. Put the sugar or salt in the glass, it will take the shape of glass. You put it in a big container, like take a bucket, put sugar and salt into that, it will take the shape of the bucket. If you take a bottle, you put it into the bottle, then sugar and salt will take the shape of the bottle only. So whatever the shape of the container, that will be taken up by the sugar and salt. So now the shape changes every time. So we'll say that shape is not fixed for sugar and salt. Then why do we call the sugar and salt as solid? So here we have to consider the individual particle, individual crystal of the salt and sugar. Individual crystal of the salt and sugar. So when you are putting the salt and sugar into the different containers, we are considering a lot of sugar particles, lot of sugar crystals we are considering. In a bulk we are considering. You consider the single particle of the sugar and salt. then you will find the shape of the single particle. Each and every single particle, each and every particle of the sugar and salt, their shape as well as volume both are fixed. That is why it is called solid. So we no need to look at the bulk of the sugar and salt. We need to observe the individual crystal of the salt and sugar. An individual sugar crystal or salt crystal has got the fixed shape and fixed volume. That is why the sugar and salt are considered as solid. Okay, now I will discuss the few more questions in another lecture. Now you have understood, revise it.